Hey everyone, my name is Anand Padia. People call me Andy. I am AVP Program Management at Trigent, and today I'm going to take you through our journey with AyurGPT, all about fine-tuning a medical LLM model for multilingual Ayurveda consultation. Uh, we have got some nice stuff lined up, but let me introduce my company. My company is all about solving the issue of time, technology, and budget for our clients. We have been in the industry for a good amount of time to have that belief cultivate as a value for all of us, and that becomes a differentiator for all our customer delivery and various other engagements. We have been partners with Microsoft, Oracle, with SAS, Databricks, and we have been around for a long time. Just to give you a hint, we have been there for about 30 years. The motto that we live by is to serve the small companies with the agility that they need while having the big company systems. We have highly skilled resources, and we have been agile for the last decade or more. And we deliver 24/7 testing support and have about 6 patents in our name. We have an exclusive US presence, and we are doing extensively to deliver successful relationships, lasting relationships, and we deliver business outcomes at the end of the day. We have been building solutions for our clients for effective 3 decades, allowing us to have enough company wisdom, industry wisdom to deliver solutions at a pace which matches the demand that is there. So let's get into the crux of it. It's all about Ayurveda and the consultation around it, how we can go ahead and revolutionize it and get AI injected into it. AyurGPT is a placeholder, but we will go with it while we are on this conversation. Let me deep dive into Ayurveda. Now, for some of you, Ayurveda is a known terminology. For some of you, it may not be. Now, Ayurveda is an ancient health system which has been around in the Indian subcontinent. It's about 5,000 years old, and it is the world's oldest holistic healing systems that are there. It is based on the belief of health and wellness, depending on a delicate balance between mind, body, and spirit. A little bit with which is beyond the standard medical realm, beyond the standard healthcare, but we are trying to inject AI into it so that it is accessible to everyone, and we are able to pass on the benefit to everyone in all ways possibles. Uh, Altogether, what we are trying to do is get Ayurveda to be AI enabled. Think of it as Ayurveda 2.0, same ancient roots, but with a shiny AI engine under the hood. We are talking about taking a millennia old wisdom and handing it to a virtual stethoscope, making diagnostic and treatment smarter and more personal. So Ayurveda consultation will meet 21st century, because why not? That's the aim that we set on, and we started working through the bits. We strategized that we will have to get things moving. We definitely knew that there is good amount of work which is already done from the perspective of the core NLP. We have the ability to go ahead and translate Sanskrit into English and have some various bits done on top of it. With machine learning algorithms and advent of AI and analytics altogether, we are able to do various little bits in terms of making sure that this works. Natural language processing, machine learning, and all these fancy terms that you have been listening to for the last day has been injected, merged together to deliver a solution wherein we are able to bring in the medical wisdom into something your doctor's AI assistant can read and maybe even crack a joke or two in the process. Our goal is to make the old school practitioner of Ayurveda look futuristic. with the help of AI as a sidekick in every which way. So we are not taking away jobs in any which way. It's just making them look even more brilliant and get things done. There is good amount of application that is available in terms of getting things going in the space of Ayurveda. Not much has been done. Um, uh, in the last year or so, there have been some tryouts, and we set aside ourselves to aim for it. So here are the big three things that we were aiming for. We wanted to go ahead and build AyurGPT, which is going to be a large language model fine-tuned for multilingual Ayurveda consultations. We were planning to have in every aspect multiple languages, specifically from South India. I'm based out of Bangalore, India. So we wanted to go ahead and cover Kannada, which is the regional language of Bangalore, Karnataka. Tamil Nadu, Tamil language is very aligned. Malayalam, because Ayurveda is very much practiced in Kerala. Malayalam is the language from Kerala. So we wanted to induce these languages and make sure that we are able to deliver a multilingual setup altogether. We had decided that it will be built on top of BioGPT-Large-PubMedQA, targeting traditional medicine. So that was something that we were trying to get to in every which way. uh, we were not trying to just be trendy. So AyurGPT is not your new yoga pose in any which way. It's our fine-tuned model, our attempt to being a fine-tuned model and have things going. So with AyurGPT, we were trying to go ahead and have your local Vaidya, which is essentially a medical practitioner in the field of Ayurveda, who will be able to use tech-savvy consultations in the easiest manner. Who said ancient medicine cannot keep up? We wanted to go ahead and change that. So here is the core objectives that we worked out. This is something that we thought through in the beginning. We were very aligned to this from the day one. We wanted to be sure that we are able to align it to a medical LLM with, with ancient Ayurvedic concept injected to it. It should be multilingual, understanding the technical terms, understanding the nuances which are particular to Ayurveda, the contextual relevance of the terms should be there. We should be able to balance all of those in every which way possible. We were very sure that we wanted to have integration of modern medical terminology also be there as the base, because as part of Ayurveda, while the Ayurveda consultation is going on, there is obvious possibilities of other medical terminology springed around, because that is what people talk. So we went about doing that. And we also wanted to inject some lesser known Ayurveda concepts that are there. We wanted to work that out. Plus, we wanted to be sure that we are able to apply a process to diagnosing based on the symptoms and the doshas and imbalance that are there. Now, essentially, Ayurveda works on the dosha. Dosha essentially means the imbalance. It is essentially what karma is all about, but towards your body, towards your inner setup as such, and various other bits. We wanted to have modern diagnostic approaches applied to Ayurveda so that we are able to go ahead and do differential diagnosis, but using Ayurveda assessments. Uh, Cultural nuances in the diagnosis was something that was very native to us when we were thinking through the bits. So we wanted it to be colloquial. We wanted it to make sure that it is able to follow the dialect of the people in the languages that has been spoken. So cross-referencing all of that with Ayurveda text. Really difficult, but we wanted to go ahead and achieve that. That was the objective. We wanted to go ahead and have treatment recommendations that are going to be accurate based on the prakriti or vikruti. Prakriti or vikruti is the pros and cons of your body imbalances, and then using that to go ahead and treat that through herbal treatments, multilingual cultural relevant treatments. So based on the territory where you are from, based on the language that you are speaking, we are able to go ahead and give appropriate recommendations with neutralizing it all the way and keeping it very geographically neutral when you are speaking in English. That's the agenda that we set ourselves for. And we always wanted to also inject some personalized lifestyle recommendations in various ways. It was something that we thought that we would be able to achieve and get things going. So the objectives were set and we were all good to go about doing it. Now, this looks amazing, and that's what we felt, but we failed. We failed because we were trying to do too many things in one go. We were trying to go ahead and iterate through the fine tuning with the language pieces, with the recommendation pieces, with the parameters that we didn't even envision to play out. And that's where we got stuck. So, yeah, before you ask, we did our best. We did our best to achieve all the goals. It wasn't easy. There were a lot of hiccups along the way. So, this presentation is not a success story. This presentation is the learnings that we achieved while we were trying to solve something that has not been solved. No one is doing it that we know of, or people who have been doing it are either getting stuck in the same places where we are getting stuck, or something that they have tried and they have made some movements. We are always open to collaborate and learn more. So do give us a shout out if you have given it a try, and we would be happy to collaborate and explore more. I'll be there to accept questions and talk through different strategies that we tried in the chat. But hey, at least we tried. That's the best part. So if I fail today, just remember, failure is simple. The first step towards success. Well, that's what I like to keep telling myself so that we can keep going and use up the budget that I already have for this project. So altogether, we will set upon the journey that we tried all the way from data to the demo. So let's get into the technical lineup. Data. Data made us say time and again, damn it, my goodness. We said, damn it, way more than I could remember. And that's why we have got the while loop going on. All we did was we started with preparing the data sets from the known culprits. We went to Hugging Face, got the PubMed, obviously. We did a little bit of research and we were able to see Chat Doctor already has most of the stuff that is available. We did some more Ayurveda specific sources. We were able to get some we had to go ahead and dissect and figure out how it will place into our setup of arrangement. We prioritize the medical interactions, the question and answers, because those were the things that we wanted to go ahead and attack altogether. And we wanted to have Ayurveda related conversations be part of those. We ensured that there is diversity in the data set. So multilingual bits were also thrown in. We were able to go ahead and cover multiple domains, multiple disease lineups that were there. We did all the pre-processing. We deduped the whole collection at the ethos of it. So we went ahead and applied logic to go ahead and just get the ideas or the symptomology or the questions aligned to a specific idea and deduped it extensively. We filtered the non-essential or the pieces that we thought would not be that common or not that reoccurring as a conversation piece. We applied pre-processing, did what we had to do, and then we started realigning all of these conversations to the real world. And there was a mix of synthetic data for sure. So we structured the data set into conversation pairs, medical queries, and treatments. We labeled the data sets. We did what we all have been doing, labeling the data sets, getting them in columns in a grid fashion that works for all of us to read, understand, and dissect. We organized the data to support the multilingual setup, and we started working through it. Here are some of the facts. The chatbot data set had 113,000 rows. Hugging Face PubMed data set has about 73,000 rows of data. We had Ayurveda books that we had gathered, most of them in the public domain available for usage. We collected all of those. We had close to about 2 GB of those, which we were deciding to use as part of RAG logic so that we are able to inject the terminologies and have that sequenced in the easiest manner possible. We also had generated synthetic data of about 35,000 rows, uh, essentially patient interactions saying disease and symptoms in various ways, in colloquial ways for the languages that we had identified, and then neutraling it again with English. So we had different sects that were available, and we had all of these insights lined up for us to go ahead and then iterate through. But that's where the roadblock, the good, bad, and the ugly. The good was we had the volume to get started. So there was a large enough data set that we felt was good enough. And if you apply that on multilingual basis for each of the languages, we were talking good. 1 million rows to work with sounded very awesome. But validating all of them was very tricky. Getting things aligned, oh boy, some of the translations were off. uh, some of the bits were bizarre, and then there were a lot of unknowns. Obviously we will not have the energy to go through 1 million rows of data for us to even do iterations where we can see some good results. And it was just difficult, and we accepted this roadblock. While we were sitting on it, we had already gone through everything that we could do. We went back to the drawing board. Went and applied deduplications. We started rephrasing the questions. We classified them further, contextualized it, captured the summarization in various ways, had a synthetic data generation pipeline already worked out. We had the prescription generation that was already worked out. We did everything, and a total 113 good data set across different bits was already identified. And that worked out to be decent enough. So we decided to pivot, go back to basics. Uh, I'm a 1984 model. So for me, Visual Basic is very easy to relate to. A lot of you folks over here is all about just Python, but I'll tell you, Visual Basic is good. But we decided to stick to English, plain and simple, keep it moving so that we could make progress and iterate. Simplicity was the approach that we took. This was just so that we could get some facts in place, get some more nuances captured, get more learning out of it, and then try to iterate from there. Agile all the way. Here's where we started fine tuning the model. Nothing new, something that you guys have seen. We chose our mighty GPT-2 medium. We applied the probability estimation. We did everything that you would know that you got to do. Applying the tokenizer, the BP was in place, everything was ticking, everything was working. We had our architecture in place. We had 130,000 samples that were set aside. Altogether, we had 150,000 rows of data that was good enough for us to go ahead and iterate and see through. It was validated to a great extent. We were happy with it. We were sure that it will be good enough. We had 347 million parameters and a GPU A100, which is our friend for the last 1.5, 2 years. And we applied the whole architecture setup, didn't do anything new, didn't try to go ahead and change the bits. We didn't want to take any more adventurous steps because we felt at this time we just wanted the model to click and work. So we worked out the standard architecture, which is following the norms of GPT-2, which has been around for a good number of years. You guys all know about it. And if you don't know, do give me a shout out in the chat, and I'll be able to take you through that in every which way, or share some references for getting into it. So we did the run. We were able to do about 590 epochs and get a balance with the loss reducing or stabilizing to a great extent. And we decided that let's call it a stop. I would like to give a shout out to TensorBoard and guys. Amazing, your setup worked, and we really love you guys. Um, there were challenges, uh, and you will get to feel those challenges when you will go ahead and explore the demo that I would have put in the chat by now. You can look at it. You should play around with it. Try to see. The demo link is a video. You'll be able to go through it. Give me a shout out. I'll be able to give you a link to a private beta if possible. The whole idea that we could get this done easily, well, it didn't work out. It was not easy at all. What we realized is the biggest challenge is the limited Ayurveda specific data in regional languages. Getting that in regional languages is not working out through the standard means of translation. In our head, we thought it'll be simple enough. Hey, the models are able to work. People have been coming up with multilingual models for a good number of time. We should give it a shot and make Ayurveda AI. But yeah, didn't work out. There were limitations. There were difficulty in generating contextual accurate cultural responses. So you will see some of the nuances messing up. Um, we had great learning in this journey. We could conclude that we need more targeted data. We need more regional cultural nuances to be captured, probably in a different way. We may have to go back to the drawing board and relook at all of it. And with all my fingers crossed in every which way, uh, hopefully we should be able to collaborate with our academic partners and get more diverse data, probably by December 2024, and have more model improvement going in. So we are not stopping here. We are sure that there is a lot to be done with Ayurveda. There is a lot that we can achieve with it. So we'll focus on the context aware responses for the diagnosis, probably iterate through that, integrate maybe languages that might be easier. Probably that would be a direction to go for. And we'll try to explore from there. We are working towards it. One of the bits that was proven as part of our whole experiment was AyurGPT is promising. It is the promising step forward towards combining AI and traditional medicine. Uh, all the ethos that we were able to gather in terms of keeping up our spirits to keep going has been working in our favor. So we'll keep making progress and we'll keep doing what we do. So that's a wrap. That's all, folks. Ayurveda is just the beginning of a new era where AI meets traditional medicine, and it's exciting time. We are thrilled to be part of this journey. We are thrilled to be part of NLP Summit, and we are thoroughly enjoying all the session. I hope you guys are also enjoying it. Continue staying tuned onto NLP Summit, and do have a chat with me if you have questions. If you want to dig deeper and ask me about what were the nuances of the problems that we faced, we'll be happy to share and take it from there. So thank you very much. Do have a wonderful day ahead. I'll see you in the chat.